5 golden rings. 4 calling birds. 3 French hens. And a partridge in a pear tree. We got mics? Yes, we do. Is it 10? Yeah. It is Friday, our time to meet together. But you know what I need? I need some lights over there. I also need somebody to focus. Hello? Canon R6. You planning on being a good boy? But if I turn you off, sensor cleaning, and turn you back on. Let's see if it's behaving now. Ah, much better. All right, so let's get all these bubble lights to come on. And it's a very simple switch. I push this switch, and suddenly we have bubble lights. There we go. Friday night. What is the date now? November 11th. I don't have our little all is well light on here. Let's turn that on. This guy decided he wants to flash. There we go. Okay, so I see you, Scott. You're up on my board. I can see Scotty on the board. Actually, Scott, you're the only one in here. It says 1. That I remembered to get water. So this week we had an election, I think, maybe. But the people that are supposed to count the votes, they didn't show up, right, Scotty? How you doing, Scott? Microphone running? Let's test out the singing mic. Hello, Scotty, what you doing? I see you, Woody. I haven't seen you for a while. I'm so happy we're all together. It's getting to be Christmas time, but Thanksgiving's coming first. So, not next Thursday, but the Thursday after is Thanksgiving. Let's get the phone out of the way. There probably will not be a show. It probably won't be a show 2 Fridays from now. That'll probably be Black Friday, right? Which people will be out shopping or online shopping, and who knows where I will be. So next Friday, probably we're going to get scarcer shows between now and Christmas as more things come up. Everything went well for me this week. I did get to take some pictures. I did get to do photo editing. Let's call it a job, quote unquote. A few thousand pictures. And none of the new cameras have come. I'm hoping that a GH6 and an FX30, it might arrive. Panasonic, if you're watching Simon, an ordinary filmmaker, Panasonic is actually titillating with the idea of what? Actually putting face detection in their cameras. So they've got one of their cameras that are not an hour type of watching. So Scott says no new gear for me. Well, 2022 is that is our year, right? It's coming to a close. So there's some new stuff coming out. I knew I should have taken that wire and put it by my feet. Now, I was wondering if anybody is actually going to buy a camera between now and December 31st, which that's only, what's today's date? November 11th. So November 11th is not quite half the month for November, but give it a few more days and it'll be. So it's a month and a half away. And I wanted to see if it was on anybody's list to be buying a camera. So Scotty says he won't be buying a camera, and he actually is bringing in the desserts tonight. Just desserts: hot fudge ice cream cake, whipped cream, and a cherry to top it up. You need more than one cherry, buddy, right? I mean, you can't just have, we got a lot of people in here. Sammy's in here, Woody's in here, and who else is lurking? So we need a few more cherries. So we've got Woody. Oh, Woody's in the storm's path. We had the storm here. We had like 40, 45 mile an hour winds, which is not that high. But it went up through, and Atlanta is feeling it. And Virginia, that's what Woody says. I spent most of the daylight hours listening to tornado warning splashing on the TV and on the phone. Nice that I can now relax. So Scott says that the E10 looks good. So what's it going to take to make the R6 look good too? The R6 needs to look very good. I think I pulled in the coloring a little bit tighter. It's doing a really good job on my face. I didn't put anything on my face, and I look as good as Sammy. Speaking of Sammy, here he is. Hi, Peter. And Sammy says, today is my 18th birthday. I get to give you the 18 spanks. What is it? Smacks. Okay, so let's give Sammy a happy birthday song. The Christmas mic. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. No pants or underwear for the smacks. Happy birthday, my buddy and friend, the wonderful Sammy Superstar. Happy birthday to you. I know Sammy is a twin, so that house might have 2 birthday cakes in it tonight. Did you know that Sammy Superstar has a twin? Happy birthday to both of you boys. Happy birthday to Sammy. Happy birthday to Sammy. Sammy. What's your brother's name, Sammy? Happy birthday, my buddy Sammy. We all love you, love you, love you. How old are you now? 18. How old are you now? 18. How old are you, Sammy boy? 18. How old are you? So, yes, Sammy is a twin. And I've seen him. I've seen his twin. I don't know if he wants to say his name online or not. That's why I didn't say it. And I asked, what's your twin's name? And if you say it, then I'll sing happy birthday to him too. So, Sammy says he has to pay taxes now. Oh, Sammy. You'll be paying shaving and paying taxes. I couldn't wait till I started shaving. Like all the big boys were shaving, they got mustaches, and I couldn't wait to shave. And now, dang, I hate shaving. Okay, I would love to go back to no shaving. So, it's wonderful when it's somebody's birthday, and it is on Friday night. That means the whole weekend is the birthday for you and your brother. I hope you boys have a good time, a really good time, and maybe your parents will take you out and someplace special to eat or desserts or something. And any special presents coming for you or for your brother? That would be cool. Maybe a new camera. So we got a thumbs up from Facebook. Yay! Thank you, whoever's in here from Facebook. That is cool. Oh, now I know who it is. It's Woody. Hey, Woody, Facebook feed looks good. See on the little avatar? You can see like a little blue circle with an F in it. They're making noises that Twitter, you know all the stuff they're talking about Twitter, right? That's not new information. But they're making noises that Twitter is going to become more and more, or add a section where it will become more and more like YouTube. So you can put up long form videos, short form videos, and you can have monetization. So like, what do I have to have here? 1,000? I don't have anywhere near that. So this show is obviously not monetized. But that'll be the first real competitor to YouTube. There are other places like Rumble and places like that where you have... I actually have a channel on Rumble. I put up some videos, but it makes no money over there. And the driving force, what lubes the gears, so to speak, is the money. It kind of starts out where you want to get on YouTube. And most kids, I mean, I know a few kids, and 100%, they all want to be on YouTube. And so once they get up on YouTube, it's like, yeah, it's kind of like going on your first date, right, boys? It's like, okay, we're rolling now, okay? But then after a while, you know, it becomes work because you've got to put stuff. You've got to make videos. And they come in like a huff. I've had three kind of like consultations in the last 2 weeks. And all of them were pertaining to business matters, okay, for photography and the photography related stuff. Weddings and other events and stuff like that. And all three of these people want to be on YouTube. So there's no real competitor to YouTube. So what is the actual problem with YouTube? The actual problem with YouTube is the censorship. Okay, so this is not actually a political show, but if I say the wrong things, or you know, it transcribes every word that I say, and then they have computers, and if the computers match with something, they give you a penalty on YouTube. Okay, so that is basically like regardless of if you believe the world is flat or if it's round. Okay, let's pick on those guys. It's the safest place. Okay, it's still a place where it's like a town hall meeting, and the town hall meeting is not supposed to be, or in my opinion, should not be censored by any kind of a company or groups of people. If you absolutely love President Biden, because we're in a political season now, right? Then you should be so free to say how wonderful he is and how you think he's the best thing since sliced bread. And hi, OMC Productions, that's Osvaldo, and he's saying hello. And I know I'm detracting a little bit, but how's the coloring tonight? Because I did get the Mac Mini. We upped it to, what is it, that Ventura Highway? The Ventura got updated, so this is my live test to see if any of the calibrations worked, or if it screwed up my coloring, or even the sound. Let me check the mic. Yeah, the mic is on. Where is it? It's over here. I have it on my lapel. Nice to check 15 minutes into the show, right? Okay. Well, that's why Sammy's here, and Woody, and Scotty, and everybody else. So Osvaldo can actually check the colors. He's a professional colorist. OMC Productions Video and Photography does professional videography, and he is my Mac guru. I could not get Ventura to update at all. We tried like 3 or 4 times, and finally I called him in OMC Productions, and he got the ball rolling for me. I don't even know what he did to make it work, but I know that I couldn't. And here is Carlos, Motivated Minds, and he is he's like right around the corner, like in California, and I'm in Miami. I'll put my head out the window and wave at you, Carlos. Can you see me? Thanks again for the coaching. Well, I didn't tell them that I was coaching you. Shh. Actually, I do owe you an apology because I wasn't doing the comments one after the other. And you said, oh, I've got a gig tomorrow, and it's like I volunteered myself into this big thing, and I'm the official photographer, and you guys please pray for me. And I went right past that comment, and I didn't even realize it till I got a call from Randy, and he said, you know, you didn't even mention Carlos and that he wanted you to pray for him. So I'll pray retroactively, okay, Carlos? No. Randy and I prayed on the phone together, and I did speak to Carlos, and Carlos is Motivated Minds. You could see it. I could see it on my TV right there, my TV monitor. And so we did get together on the phone, and we prayed over Carlos and for everything to work out well. And I did get to have a little peek at the pictures here and there. And let me tell you something. This Motivated Minds Carlos guy is like a professional level of photography. It's like, you took that picture? He took a picture of somewhere, wherever he was. They had Spanish ladies, and they had the old get-up, you know, where they fling around and the dresses go, you know, very fancy stuff. A lot of girls. It was a beautiful thing to watch. And he got the dresses blurred, but the faces spot tack sharp. Let me tell you something. It takes a major photographer to be able to handle something like that. So Lewis is here from up in Fort Lauderdale. Hi to everybody, Mr. Camera Junkie. There we go. And let's see, where was I? Oh, I was asking Osvaldo how the colors are. So he says we're green. Green, green, green. We're too green. I wonder what would make it green. Well, I can use what's its name to address the. Oh, my shirt is green. Hello. Okay, just so you know. But let's see where the tint is. So we've got more green like that, or I can move it to more magenta. So now it's more magenta. And I hope that means less green. I guess I'll be hearing any moment. So I moved the slider over. Okay, so we are doing, I should double check that. We are, yep, we're on the LUT. So this is what it looks like without the LUT. LUT all the way off, okay? So that is C-Log 3 with no LUT, okay? And then I'll turn the LUT on. And this is the LUT that comes from Canon directly. It's like, here, Peter, here's the LUT just for you. So that's what it looks like. So I moved it over to a little bit more magenta. And so we are on C-Log 3. And on C-Log 3, I still can control the white balance, now that I think of it. So, but the white balance is set to, I think, 2700K directly. No automatic white balance or anything like that. So that's what I have that set to. So wait, I was going back. I was singing the praises for Carlos here. So he did this wonderful photography job and came back with thousands and thousands of pictures. And he had, he told me on the phone, he had 2 camera bodies, Canons, mirrorless cameras, and he had a lens on each one. And there was a 3rd camera, and I don't remember what it was. Oops. So anyway, props to Carlos, who did a world-class, like he was a famous photographer, job. And you really got to give him props for that. So that is what we have. So where is my white balance tool? I think I'm going to manually white balance, but I'm not going to do it now that I'm on the air. I'm doing a live show. Hello? Hello? Are we on? Testing, 1, 2, 3. I'm not going to tap on them. I can tap on this one. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Are you there? Are you there? Are we live? Yes, we are. Okay, so let's get back to the show. And I guess the question of the night is, do you plan on buying any equipment before the end of the year? Because now they're looking for money. Does that sound familiar? Companies are looking for money. So they actually want you to buy something. And of course, we are supposed to be smart buyers where we don't fall for those kind of tricks. So the C6 the R6 that you're looking at right now. Oh, let me turn on the rotating cameras again. No. Let's start with the Sony. Okay, this guy. This guy's got great coloring, and I've never even did much to touch it, and it just does. I could probably replace all the cameras with more of these. Okay, so now this is a $2,500 camera, but the price has come down because they gave a new firmware for the R5. They put a new firmware for, I believe, the R3. They gave a new firmware, but nothing in it for this guy. Didn't add overheating controls like it did for the R5. Didn't take away the record limit. So instead, they came out with a brand spanking new camera, the R6 Mark II. So basically, we have to pay $2,500 for the 1.6 firmware that we should have had, but did not get it. So it's probably one of the most expensive firmware updates that you'll ever see. I'm being a little facetious. They did up from the camera's got 20 megapixels, which is what the R6 has, but you're not looking at the R6 right now. What are you looking at? This is E10. Sony E10 is one of the best buys. Okay, so here's the R6 right now. So they didn't update hardly anything. But instead, they gave us the R6 Mark II. Low price of, can anybody give me a drum roll? $2,500. So if you own an R5 like Simon, ordinary filmmaker, where he is knocking it out of the park. He's ahead of the ordinary filmmaker, Simon, our buddy. He's part of the family, okay? He is getting things ahead of the websites like Canon Rumors and the other rumor places. So he is just burning it up. He's going to hit 100,000 subscribers before you know it. So he told me, Peter, if I put up a video, exactly what I put up. I might take him up on that. So I did do Mr. Camera Junkie. He said hello. So I'm saying hi to him. And I did say hi to OMC Productions, video and photography. Where is he? Let me put him back up again. So he said the R6 is too green. Okay, so I think I changed that. And Carlos at Motivated Minds says he's going to rent the 15 to 35 2.8 RF lens and test it out. Might purchase that by the end of the year. I like that lens. That lens has caught my attention quite a bit. There is another lens that's half the price of that one, and it's an RF lens, and I think it's a 14 to 28. You can double check me on that, okay? But it's an f4 lens. So if you want the f2.8, it's going to cost a little bit of money. Hello? That's Canon's. Well, they have to make money to stay in business. So he's going to rent the RF. Do you have another job coming up, Carlos? Did you hear me complimenting on how good of a job that you did? Because I did get to have a sneak peek at a few of the pictures. And Timeless Truths is here. He is not as pretty as you. Oh, I bet you say that to all the boys. I'm getting too old for these jokes. Yes, so my birthday was in October. Sammy's birthday is tonight. And his twin brother, he's got a twin brother who's got looks just like Sammy, but he put like blonde dye in his hair, okay? They're both cute as a button. 18 years old, that's when you're supposed to be the handsome stud, right? So that's the way they look. So hi, Timeless, how you doing? Good to see you here tonight. We got more people here now, so I wanted to mention that next Friday, we will have our show. We'll have our show with Ed Sullivan, but the weekend of Thanksgiving, there won't be no show. That'll be Black Friday, and I might be out and about, so I won't be here standing in front of all the people. So Scotty is saying, when using the R6 with the remote trigger or self-timer for self-portrait stills, does the autofocus stay active? Yes, it does. The autofocus stays active until you actually take the shot, as long as you're in an autofocus mode and not in manual focus. It's not going to turn on an autofocus algorithm when you actually are using the countdown timer. So yep, just trigger that countdown timer and you can get your family Christmas shot. I know where there's a Christmas tree and Christmas lights where people can have Christmas looking pictures. Taking that affirmation to the bank means a lot coming from you, Peter. No problem, but you did a good job. Now, even if you didn't do a good job, I would say, what a wonderful job you did. But you did a good job, okay? It's actually a wonderful job. So that is what we've got in terms of the compliments. See, I have a whole bank of compliments here. So while I'm giving out compliments, let's go to Osvaldo. I think the color temperature of 2700 is too cool, and we'll try 2900. Then move the magenta back. Well, it's in Ecamm. The magenta is in Ecamm. So I can go here, and I can, boom, the magenta is gone, and the magenta is up. Okay. And I think the saturation can come down a hair too. Let's pull the saturation down just a little bit. See, now I'm trying to play with color on a Toshiba 40-inch television. No, that's not supposed to work that way. Okay, so that is me running things on the sly. So that was our bug zapper. If you heard, did you hear a snap? It went pink like that. Okay, Scotty's saying, is Mabel making the turkey this year? Actually, I was tapped to do the turkey, and I'm going to do my world super duper crazy famous turkey. Everybody's got their favorite turkey recipe, right? I would really like to make the turkey recipe now so that people can watch it to have it ready for when they want to do the turkey. But I'm going to wind up doing and videoing the turkey on Thanksgiving, which is too late. Okay. So we were talking about Simon. Here he is. Ordinary filmmaker, Simon. Put your hands on your head, Simple Simon says. Okay, so Simon's the one that has been killing it. Okay, I mean, he is like, he's ahead of all the rumor sites. So, like, he's already got a video out, what, 2 days ago, Simon? That Panasonic is now introducing a phase detect autofocus system into one of their cameras. It's not a camera that we would buy. It's like one of those PTZ cameras. Those cameras are used for like big places like halls, churches, city town halls and stuff like that. What they do is actually Canon has them, the N300 and the N500. They're very nice cameras. Well, we're talking like about a $12,000 camera, so just be aware of that. Okay, so for the first time, Panasonic has actually put a phase detect focus system in their version of Canon's PTZ camera. Okay, so you see those cameras even at football games and stuff like that. So now, if they're able to successfully put it there, keep an eye on Simon's channel, which is Ordinary Filmmaker, because when it breaks, when the news breaks, Simon is actually ahead of all these other websites. So that's where you will get it. So Motivated Minds. What's the difference between C-Log 1, 2, and 3? So C-Log is Canon. It would be Canon log. So on Nikon, it'd be N-Log. On Sony, it would be S-Log. Okay. And as they develop more versions of log. So what's the purpose of log? All right. All right. If you're going to shoot a real picture, okay, not a video, you have a choice. You have a choice of shooting in RAW, and you have a choice of shooting in JPEG. And that is basically the eternal fight that photographers fight over when they're shooting digital. I shoot RAW only, or I shoot JPEG. Trying to say I'm so good that I only shoot JPEG because I can nail it every time. Okay. So in order to get that dynamic range that you can get for pictures in RAW, and where you can also have a lot of control over your picture in RAW. So I don't think you guys don't know, but if you actually shoot a picture in RAW, you can control the white balance, you can control the exposure, you can control even dynamic range, you can control so much by shooting a RAW file. So a RAW file is kind of like when we used to shoot with negatives, you would take a roll of pictures and you'd give it to the drugstore, or if you were professional, you'd give it to your lab, and you get good pictures that come back. Okay, so that is because they have professional high-end $200,000 machines that analyze your pictures and fix everything that you have screwed up. Okay, now we shoot RAW, and you actually get to see what you did, and it has shown a lot of people that they basically suck at being a photographer because there's no machine to fix it. Okay, so they have introduced RAW for video, but the files are like bigger than my screen. Okay, they take up so much room, it's crazy. You actually have to have an SSD drive to be able to record a RAW video. So that's why you have Ninja that has a drive in there that you can record it to, or you have CF or C, whatever they call it, Express cards, which are super fast, and they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Okay, so that's why they invented the log, because it takes your highest exposure in the same frame and the lowest, and it compresses it. And then when you look at it, it kind of looks like this. So let me go over to the Z6 because not Z6, the R6, because I'm actually shooting, and we just screwed up our labels, but that's okay. You'll live, don't worry. Okay. So this is what the Canon looks like, and I'm actually shooting in C-Log 3. So the newest ones is the highest number. So C-Log 3, if they come up with something newer, it'll be C-Log 4. Okay. So now I'm going to go here, and I'm going to turn off the controller of the colors for C-Log. And this is what it looks like coming out of the camera when I'm using C-Log, and I'm using C-Log 3, which is their newest form of C-Log. And it's the easiest one of the bunch to use also. So do you notice that everything is squished? It's almost like you have no color. And it's also like you have no dynamic range. Look at the wood over here, okay? See the wood over here? This is in a dark area here, all right? See this hand right here going up and down, all right? That's in a dark area, and yet you can see a little of the wood, all right? And then look at my face. It's like almost no coloring on my face. So everything is squished. It's compressed tighter and tighter and tighter. And then you need a way to decompress so that the colors come out correct. Now, what happens is you have something similar to a RAW file without actually taking up the space of a RAW file. So I'm going to turn the LUT back on. The LUT is something that you apply, okay, in your software. And it took the colors, okay, and it actually made them expand. Okay, so the advantage is you get a better dynamic range. All right, so now look here. If I was not in C-Log 3, this would be a blob of almost black or brown, okay, from the wood grain. Now you still get a little of the resolution of the wood grain in there because we have compressed it. And now we have decompressed it, so you still get a little of the wood grain in there, if I can bend my arm that much, and you still get the coloring on my face. And that's why a lot of photographers, when they shoot video, they go and they actually will shoot in one of the logs, okay? So, let's see, where did I leave off? Okay, so that was Carlos, and he wanted to know, hey, what's the deal with these logs? C-Log, Canon log, 1, 2, and 3. So, I think the simple answer, if you just went up, hey, Joe Photo, okay? What's the difference between the C-Log 1, 2, and 3? Well, each one is stronger than the other, okay? Or it's got a different method of decompressing. And as they get newer, that's what happens with the C-Logs, Okay, so let's get back to my rotating cameras. It looks like now I did screw them up. And how did you screw it up, Peter? See over here where it says Sony E10? You're going to go to a camera, and it's not going to be Sony E10. This is the Sony E10, because that's that camera over there. Hello, Sony E10. So Scotty says, does the E10 actually have a top LCD screen? Not on that one. Actually, there's no camera around here that has that one doesn't have it. They're doing away with them. A lot of people don't use that. I don't use them. I don't care if it has a LCD screen on the top or not. But you want to know something? It becomes a talking point where you get different photographers and they go like, I could never, in a million years, I could never work with a camera that doesn't have the LCD window on the top. What were they thinking? It becomes a talking point. Does it matter? Not at all. Okay. But then we're just talking about my opinions. Okay. So that's your answer, Carlos. That's what the difference is between the C-Logs. So on the camera that you have, you actually don't have the newest versions of the C-Log. And C-Log 3 is Canon's newest version of their log files. So he's asking me, actually there's a C-Log 1 and 3. There's a C-Log 1, 2, and 3, and a C-Log nothing. Okay, where it's just called C-Log, which is what I think you've got. I think you've got C-Log. Okay, where did I miss? I missed Simon. And a PTZ camera, newly designed for fast action. And that went along with this comment. Happy Friday, sorry for being late. I'm editing 2 videos. And I think there's a third comment that I missed, and here it is. So he's got a video coming out in 7 minutes on the Sony A9 Mark III video in 7 minutes. So there's a Sony A9 Mark III video in 7 minutes, Peter. So he's scooping them again. I mean, you're watching it right before your very eyes. Now, by the time I'm reading this comment, chances are, if you go to Ordinary Filmmaker, that video is up. So we should go there, give him a thumbs up, because then the YouTube algorithm is going to go, oh, this is a popular guy, so we need to push that. Okay. So, yes. C-Log with Carlos can bite you in the butt, so you need to be careful. Okay, so how can it bite you in the butt? It can make changes to your noise levels. And as you do your decompression, it can get noisier. That's one of the things that C-Log 3 does pretty well. You can shoot in C-Log 3, and then when you decompress, it hasn't added a lot of noise. Good thing, okay? So Carlos says, you just taught a course on C-Log. I don't think I said all that much about it, but yeah, we did. I wasn't aiming for C-Log tonight, but I just did say a lot of stuff about C-Log. Those are settings. If you guys that I'm talking, it's over your head, those are settings that are in your camera, okay? And the settings are in the area where you know, you have the color profiles like standard, vivid, neutral, portrait. What's the one I use? Faithful. I use in Canon. I use Faithful. And you'll have C-Log there. Now, if you have a Sony camera, you actually can turn on what they call PP1. So no, that's not the PP when you go to the bathroom. And we're not talking about that kind of PP, okay? We're talking about, I used to know what it stood for. Professional profile, I think is what it stands for. So they got professional profile 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And some of those have the Sony C-Logs. Or you turn off the PP settings and then it reverts to the ones that you and I know, which would be vivid, neutral, standard. And many times, honest to God, start in standard for videos we're talking, okay? Start in standard because they have tuned the camera in for dummies. That's what the standard is for. And there's nothing wrong with dummy mode. If it gives you better pictures, take it. Sold. I'll take the better pictures. I don't care how they label it. If they say this mode is for stupid people, I'll take it if it works well. Okay. I don't care what they label it, because honest to God, the camera companies do stupid things too. Honestly, like the R6, and there's just some stupid choices there. So I was going to say something about Woody. Just realized that YouTube has a delay. Switched from Facebook to YouTube and saw that. I didn't know that. So which one is ahead? Is it coming through on Facebook and then a second later it's coming through on YouTube? Not that it matters. I mean, can you picture somebody, only Randy, who's asleep? He's sound asleep. That man works so hard. Unbelievable. And he gives so much of himself. That's our own Randy, okay? He would sit and watch it on Facebook, and he'd watch it on YouTube, and he'd watch it at 1080, and he'd watch it at 4K, and he's got a chart going, and he can give you the statistics on all of them. That Randy has got two brains between his ears. So Woody just showed us, and that is Woody with his wife, who this year left to go to heaven. So this is Woody, this is gonna be your first Christmas with Pam in heaven. His wife's name is Pam. Okay. Now he's got grandkids. I know he's got a granddaughter and a grandson, and so there's plenty of people there. He's not sitting there all alone. But who is alone, and I haven't seen him in a while, is Harry and Amber. They used to come in and say hi. So either they just watch and they don't say hello no more, or they got real busy on us. So Simon says, oh, Liam is going for his yellow belt on November 30th. Liam is his little boy, and he's 8 years old, and he's in whatever it is that you chop things up, karate, taekwondo. There's other names, okay? And he's testing for the yellow belt November 30th. So after the American Thanksgiving. So that is cool. So I'm going to have to call him and talk to him. I hope he's excited. I love it when we talk together. So Timeless Truths says, Simon, I am staying. I will watch your video later. And as usual, give you 5 thumbs up. Yeah, we got to give each other thumbs up. Thank you for you guys that did give me thumbs up. I didn't even notice. There's a thumbs up 6 for YouTube. There's 1 for Facebook, and then there's a heart. I don't know what that's about. That might be from Facebook. Is there a place where you could put a heart in there, Woody? So Liam is testing, and Timeless Truths is giving thumbs up. And Woody says Facebook is ahead, so they're the ones that, but they're also lowered. So I'm actually broadcasting in 4K on YouTube. If Randy was here, I would actually ask him to check it out, because this just got updated to a new version of Ecamm, and my Mac Mini just got updated to what is that? Whatever the name of the new one is. Not Mission Viejo. They come up with all these names. So Ventura Highway. That's a song I used to sing. Okay, so Randy is a huge supporter. Yes, Randy is an amazing. Actually, all of you guys are amazing people. Each and every one of you. You wonder why I stay on such a small channel? Because we've become a family. We love each other, we support each other, we care about each other. So, I mean, I'll go into a video from Randy or from Simon or from anybody, and within 5 seconds, I give it Tom Buck. I give it a thumbs up. Bam! Mr. Camera Junkie. Okay? So I don't even need to see the video. I go in there and give it a thumbs up, and if I don't have time to watch it, I'll just lower the volume and let it run through, because they clock the hours. Okay, so yes, we are supporters of each other. So you see where it says Sony E10 now? That's a screw up that Ecamm does. It actually switched over the label, and that should be saying R6. Because the only camera that I have that's head-on for me, like the main news camera, and now, live from election headquarters at the news desk, America still cannot count votes in some parts of the country. We don't know what it is. We think it's in the drinking water, but we're not sure. And like happened last time, they are finding more ballots. So back to you, Jake. And then the next guy takes it over. All right, so the only forward camera for me, all the other ones are coming off like, all right, this is the R6, okay? One of the R6, so this is the wide view for the R6. So one of the R6s is my close-up shot, my beauty shot, okay? All right, so this is the E10. Now, here's the secret to why this happens, okay? See how Woody says Facebook is ahead? Okay, so he means that the Facebook, what do they do? They're at 720 or 1080, that's the max. So it actually is, you know, a smaller file. So it gets out there quicker. So I'm pumping up a 4K file to YouTube because, hey, boys and their toys. If 4K is available, I'm going to do the 4K, okay? It's just the way I roll. 4K to me is kind of like a RAW file, okay? It's got more data, and when YouTube fizzles with it, you can pick your own F word to put in there. With my stream, they're chopping stuff out. So I'm feeding the best that I can, hoping with everything they chop out that I'm still getting a good picture, okay? So, here we go. Subby's here. Oh, Jerry, right? Jerry, Bo Jerry, banana, nana, Bo Jerry, banana, bye, I forgot the words. Okay, so he got his R7. It's like Christmas. It's wonderful. And if you got the 18 to 150 lens, that's incredibly a fun lens. And because the R7 does really good in low light, you can actually use that even in your house. So if you didn't get it, fine. Whatever lens that you've got running there is awesome. So congratulations on the new camera. So we did have someone that bought a camera, and Carlos might be getting a lens. Yay! And that's just for fun. I'm not trying to get you guys to spend money, okay? So it's just fun when you get something. This guy just bought one of the carpet cleaners. His name is Miles, okay? And I go and I watch him occasionally, not too often. But he got he's a professional carpet cleaner. So your carpets are dirty. You're supposed to clean them once every year. Sometimes twice a year. I mean, you wash your clothes, right? You wash your hair. You do wash your hair. Hello? You wash your hair. Actually, I made a mistake. Tonight, I washed my hair with conditioner. And I'm going like, why doesn't this suds up? And I didn't realize till after I was out of the shower and all dry that I actually use conditioner instead of shampoo. So anyway, he got a $20,000 vacuum cleaner, and he said on his show, oh, this is like Christmas. So Mark Sager, another carpet cleaning buddy, he's the one at the top. Okay, so the top carpet cleaner that I know would be Mark Sager. So he called me. We've become friends over the years, and he goes, I want a new camera. And he said, oh, I like that. He says, yes. I bought the Olympus that you told me to buy 2 years ago, whatever it was, and I was walking and I stumbled and it went down the stairs. So the camera sometimes gives me a purple picture. So something got loose inside, okay? So it's going to cost $500-600 to fix that camera. I can tell you that now, just because Olympus wants money. Okay, so he says, so I'm thinking of buying something. So what do you think I should buy? So since I know how he rolls, the right camera for him is the R7 from Canon, but not quite. He needs to move up to the R6, and it's because he has special needs, and those needs require, he needs a wider, the two basic things he needs a wider picture, because when you're holding up, give me a camera please, right here. Okay, so when you're holding this up and you're vacuuming, okay, or you're using one of those steam wands, and the steam is coming out all over the place, you're aiming your camera like this, and you're right there. Okay, so with all that activity in front of the camera, it actually makes you dizzy. So he needs to go wider. So that's why I moved him up from the R7 to the R6. And he bought the 16 millimeter lens, which I thought I had one around here. And maybe I don't, okay? So what's on the R6 up there is an RF 50 millimeter 1.8 lens. So when you read these things, I got it like really small. So, okay, so that's the R6. This is the broken label up here, but we'll come around to the R6 in a minute. So it's the RF lens, which means it's the native lens, and at 1.8, and that's what we've got. So normally I would shoot with 1.4, but I'm not going to pay the money for the 1.4 on the Canon. So Lewis is here. How is Canada doing there, big boy? And let's see, what is he saying? He just had dinner. I'm here now. Am I buying a new camera in 2022? Probably not, but you'll be buying it probably soon enough. Or I think he says it in the next one right there. He might be getting a new iPhone. So that is Lewis, and that is what he might be buying. So you can read his comments. I'm not going to read them all, Lewis. Don't get upset, okay? It's just I need to stay near the bottom, because for the last 3 weeks or 4 weeks, I've been getting bombarded with the you want naked girls? Click here. Okay, so I want to, get that off as soon as possible. They seem to think I'm, an easy target, but I got me a ban button. All I got to do is click it, and boom, they're banned. But they're figuring stuff out, because they're able to come back in. So they're making some kind of a change that I can't recognize. So I just hit the ban again. Okay, so that is what we've got. We have our the doctor is in the house. Is there a doctor in the house? Oh, there he is. Dr. Charles Richard. Hello, friends. And he's probably sitting in hog heaven. He's got Fuji's coming out of his ears. Every 2 seconds we're getting a brand new Fuji. Now the X-T5, which should be a really good camera. Okay, I like the X-T4. I think it was the lenses that I had problems with. So that's what we've got. So he must be happy with that. And because of him, I'm paying attention to what Fuji's doing. So they got some nice cameras. I want to get one of those in here too. So for you guys that have only come in lately, the last few minutes and stuff, next Friday we're going to do a regular show, God willing, and the bridge isn't up. But the Friday after that, which will be Black Friday, there won't be a show. And I might miss 1 or 2 shows in December, but I'm not announcing that yet, because there's going to be some court activity, and I might not be available, or it might disappear. You'd think for Christmas they'd have everybody go on a holiday, okay? But they're not. So that's what we've got going. And now we have done our hour, and we have visited. Scotty has brought the food. Carlos has brought the psychiatric help, and Charles has brought the medical help. Louis Lazuka has brought the uplifting spirits, and all the rest of you have done your part. And like I said, we are a big, happy family. So, Charles bought one of the Fujis. He bought the XH2. I think that is probably the king of the hill inside of the Fuji line, right? I mean, they just excel at everything. Are you going to do any of your live shows, Charles, with the XH2? Did you get it yet, or you just ordered it? So let me know, because I do want to see how that is working. So that's it, guys. We've done another week. Remember, I pray for you every time. I sent my apologies to Carlos because I forgot to put his thing up. I didn't see Tom this week, so Tom and his wife are probably out on a hot date. Don't forget, it's Sammy's birthday and his twin brother today. What is it? November 11th. Sammy has hit 18 years old. I remember when he was 15 and 16, and I couldn't say that because he's considered an underage minor. Okay? But he's just as cute today as he was when he was 17, 16. Okay? We love you, Sammy. Happy birthday, big boy. And everybody here also with any birthdays. You got to remember to tell me that it's a birthday, because I actually want to sing happy birthday. It lets me use the Christmas mic. Hello, Christmas mic. No, it's not on. Okay? So there we go. We have, by the time we do the show next Friday, we will have passed the halfway point for November. The Hallmark Christmas movies are in full swing, and then we got GAC and Up TV that are mimicking them. So I've got Christmas movies coming out of areas I didn't even know they could come out of. Okay? So I'm a happy camper. All right. I do love you guys. And I pray for every single one of you. And I'm going to have to fix the tag. So one of the, what do you call it? The R6 camera scenes. The R6 scene has got the wrong label. But this really is the Sony. And you can't tell me that this is a bad picture. Dang, Sony for $698? What an awesome picture. We can get rid of all the cameras that are $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 and just use that. And this guy too. Hello, he's way up there, up at the ceiling. That camera is actually touching the ceiling. So it's way up there. The lower price cameras are just amazing, but we do have the boys and their toys syndrome. And yeah, I'm affected by that. I like the nicer, more expensive cameras. But do you have a problem with that picture? It's gorgeous. Okay, so that is what we've got. So happy birthday to my special big boy in New Jersey and anybody else that actually is having their birthday. And Aaron just comes in as we're going out. So it's I have to say hi to Aaron. How you doing, Aaron? How's everything going? What did I just see? I just saw you singing with a guy playing it, but it's an old video. It's a year or older, but it was still great. I love it when Aaron sings. All right, guys. Happy whatever we are doing now. And you guys that are going to watch this when it fully processes, put a comment in the comments. Say hi to me. I do read the comments, which is different from the chats. Okay, so the comments is what you say underneath the video. Okay, down below, underneath the video down there. Okay, so make sure you say a hello in there and give it a thumbs up when you're watching. We got in the habit of calling it the reruns, but it's not the rerun. It's just processed. So that's it. Peter Gregg, Miami, Florida. Catch you later. Bye.